All right, I think we got everything all set up. Nick, you all good on your end?
Yeah, just getting a few things set up, and we're good.
Alrighty
So,
then.
all right.
Nick, what's with Nate's screen? Why do I only see
I just
Kirby?
see Kirby plush. I see Kirby
Where the
plush.
heck is Nate?
Hello there.
General Kenobi! Welcome to All Out Studios, where we always go all out! We have plenty of asses here, some smart, some dumb, some average intelligent. I'll let you decide who's who. My name is Adon, aka Murado Runner.
My name is Nick, or Nicholas Weston 2001.
And my name is Nate, also known as Voltake77, and once again, welcome back to the podcast, baby!
After how long? Shit!
God,
It
it's
has
been so
been a
long.
hot while.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but now we are back, and thankfully we got a topic that the three of us have been passionate about for, I want to say, most of our lives. Wouldn't you agree, gentlemen?
We probably...
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
for sure. I think we had mentioned this topic before that we said that we would talk about it, but we never got to it. Now here we are finally talking about it.
But what
You
are
want
we
to know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Okay,
May
hold on.
I?
I got it. You may.
We're talking Star Wars, suckers!
Let's go!
Let's go! Alright. So for those of you who have been living under a rock your entire lives, allow us to give a quick explanation. Star Wars is one of the biggest things in pop culture ever since frickin', I don't know, whatever, Star Trek? Whatever came before it?
Hold up. I'm already seeing all the hate comments from the Star Trek fans right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. You pretty much triggered the entire Star Trek fan base.
Come at me, I dare you. I have a lightsaber.
We have the power of God and anime on our side. Let's go.
Ah! Okay, I'm done screaming. Anyways, as I said, Star Wars is one of the biggest things to ever hit pop culture. It has sparked plenty of movies, comic books, regular books, animated series, and of course, plenty of props, cosplays, you name it. This series is everywhere.
Including, of course, one of the old things that I wish they brought back. Little monos, that I like to call them. I used to collect all these. I have a lot. There's only a select few I'm showing you guys, but I have a shit ton. They saw.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. And also with Star Wars, who can forget about the Lego sets?
Yeah, or even the Lego series at that much, dude.
I know
the
I
Lego
have
Star
it.
Wars series.
Alright.
But today, we're going to take things a little bit differently, and we're going to run through and talk about what we like for every single trilogy in the series. Prequel, sequel, and the original. And the way we're going to cover this is we're going to go in order by release, not by episode order. I know, daring today, aren't we?
Yeah. So I wanna be the first to say I was the one that suggested this idea because yeah, you know, we could always do it 1, 2, 3 to fucking whatever number it was again, 9. But I thought, you know what? Let's be fun. If we're true Star Wars fans, we're gonna do it the right way, and that's going by when they were first released. So yeah, we're going old school to fucking in the 2000s to whatever the shitty year we're not gonna talk about.
Anyways,
Yeah.
how are we going to divide this up? Well, that's simple. Nick here will be covering the original trilogy. Nate will be covering the prequel trilogy, and I'm stuck. Oh gosh darn it! Why do I have to cover this one? Damn it!
Hold up.
Damn it! But yes, I will be covering the sequel trilogy.
Hold up. His tears taste salty.
You ass! You asshole! Okay.
Love you too.
Alright, so, with all that out of the way, Nick, shall we get started?
Let us commence forth with episode 4, A New Hope. God, where do I begin with this movie? This movie started it all. The cinematography, the props, everything was just so gorgeous. Even the characters themselves were pretty interesting to look at. And I just don't know where to start.
How
Although
about the
there is
beginning?
one. Well, yes, it starts out with the capture of Princess Leia aboard the Tantive 4 when stormtroopers boarded the ship and the rebels tried to defend, but they were quickly overwhelmed. And then, in the first 10 minutes of the film, we get to see the big man himself, the Dark
Bum
Lord.
bum 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 bum.
Copyright, remember.
Shit! Ah.
Remember.
Hey, if
But
I only did it for a
anyway,
couple seconds, technically they can't claim us for copyright.
Fuck you, YouTube. We know the system.
when it comes to the original trilogy, we get to see Darth Vader, the main villain himself, and we get to see some other characters make their first appearance, such as R2D2 and C3PO, which I don't have a minifigure on hand, sadly.
Hold up.
Nate's got you covered.
I just put them away. Why did?
Why
Oh my
did
God.
you bury it?
I didn't necessarily bury them. I just fucking threw them. Oh, here we go. Found them. Thank God.
There he is. There's
Shiny.
C3PO.
He's so
And
shiny.
actually, fun fact about C3PO, C3PO wasn't actually meant to be like an actual quote-unquote character person thing. He was actually designated as a prop in the movie.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Really?
so he was actually designated a prop, and the actor, I forgot his name. I forgot his name who played C3PO, but yeah, he basically said that C3PO was a prop. He had to go to the prop department to get all kitted out for his role.
Well, I
That's-
guess since you're all plated in gold old armor, you really don't really need makeup.
I mean,
No,
that's
that-
true. You could straight up be all naked under there, and no one will know until you get out.
Damn it, Nate! Seriously?
Hey, dude, if it was me, I'd be the same way, brother.
Anyway, later down the movie, we get to see our main character, Luke Skywalker, who is our main hero, who is just a lowly little farm boy living with his aunt and uncle. How sweet is that? Then, one little small day, little R2 goes missing, and C3PO and Luke have to find him. Luke gets a bump on the head by some nasty Tusken Raiders, and then they meet an old man who lives in the desert who is also a magic space wizard,
Who is
Hello there!
also known as a Jedi. And also, this leads to one of my favorite parts of one of my favorite memeable parts of the movie is when Luke is talking to Ben Kenobi, also known as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Luke says, "You fought in the Clone Wars?" People back then in the 1970s, the what? There's a meme out there where it's like, "You fought in the Clone Wars?" The what?
What?
You may not know it right now, but your grandkids are gonna love it.
That's okay. Good Back to the Future call. I like that.
Anyway, so they then receive a message from the princess who was originally captured in the first few seconds of the movie, saying she needs help and she needs Obi-Wan to go to her home planet of Alderaan to get the rebellions going there, or to help the rebellion out. So, what do Obi-Wan, Luke, and the other two droids do? They go to a bar to find somebody who has a ship.
I guess.
Of course.
I guess Ben just doesn't have a ship. I guess he's flat out broke as a hermit, huh?
Yeah, that's what you get for being an old man wandering the desert for, I don't know, God knows when.
How does he
For how
eat
long?
now that I think about it? There's gotta be like some sort of creatures out there that he has to kill, right?
Well, actually, I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail on that when I get to my topic after episode 3, if you don't mind me saying that. Or actually, should I say it now?
Save it for episode 3.
Agreed.
Alright, but anyway, so like Nick said, they go into the bar and they meet two people. Let me know when I should lift up my hands because I'm holding them.
Well, the
Let me
first
know when I
one-
should lift up the ship.
One of them is good old Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford, also known as Indiana Jones.
Who, by the way, fucking hated the character.
True story. And second, well, I'll just explain what he actually is, because he's really not a person, per se. More like a creature.
Chewie!
I'm not gonna lie, Nate. That action figure looks kind of creepy.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca, everybody's favorite lovable Wookiee. Now, they have this ship that they're going to travel in, called the Millennium Falcon, as Adam has right there. And with the Millennium Falcon, they said it's pretty fast, actually. It can beat the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. So, they hop in, and after a little bit of hijinks, they head on their way to Alderaan. Oh, and there is one other thing I did forget in the beginning.
What's that?
Obi-Wan did gift Luke something, and that is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. The lightsaber.
Look, everyone, I'm just going to ignite this thing every so often, so if you get annoyed by it, I don't apologize. It's a lightsaber.
And if you get annoyed by me constantly like looking for a figure to show and stuff, I don't care. Look, we're nerds and we all love Star Wars, okay? We're just having fun. Leave us alone.
Okay.
We're not here to be professionals. We're not here to be professionals. We're here to be idiots having fun talking about stupid shit.
What he said.
So, on their way to Alderaan, there's this giant big-ass space station called the Death Star, which is basically a giant death ball.
Hey, don't you have the Lego version of that?
Yes, and I'm not digging that out.
Fair.
Wait, real quick,
not-
before you talk about it, I just thought of the Family Guy thing. So there's one way to survival. Oh, yeah, what's that? Look at it! No, I'm just playing, but imagine how easy that would be.
Oh, man. But yeah, when it comes to the Death Star, the Imperial generals on the Death Star are interrogating Princess Leia on where the secret rebel base is. And Princess Leia gives the fake location of Dantooine. And
You mean
the Imperial... No, Dantooine. Not Tatooine. Dantooine.
Really? I thought you said Tatooine.
Nope.
No, Tatooine's still alive. Remember that?
Oh, I know
Yeah.
it's still alive. You know what? Let's just chalk it up to I have terrible hearing.
Yep.
You have terrible
And then the
memory.
Imperials is like, see, Vader, we knew she would crack. You may fire when ready. They were literally going to test fire the Death Star's weapon on Alderaan, which is actually false. They actually tested it before, but I'll explain what that is later. Actually, no, it is part of Episode 4 lore, so I am going to explain it. There's
Go
a
ahead.
movie that came out. There's a movie that came out recently called Rogue One, which is basically set just mere moments before Episode 4 happened, and that's basically how they got the Death Star plans. And the Death Star test fired its weapon several times. Spoiler alert, everybody dies.
No one. Yeah, imagine getting hit by a giant laser and surviving. Can't relate.
So,
Crawl your way
after
out of the rubble. Hi, guys!
What rubble?
It's okay! I'm okay!
okay, so after Alderaan goes kaboom, our main heroes find themselves on the Death Star. They rescue the princess, the old man dies, and then they all go to the rebel base, which is on a planet called Yavin 4. Oh yeah, and they're chased by those bucketheads that Nate's
but here's the
holding.
thing. Here's what's funny too. When they sneak onto the ship, they lure in 2 stormtroopers, and then fuck, I can't flick it off. They actually disguise themselves as troopers.
So,
Which is kind of clever.
Wait, when you think about it, if they had to get those suits off, are those stormtroopers still on the Millennium Falcon naked?
Actually, wait, that does bring a good question. Whatever happened to them? We never found the bodies. What happened to them?
Oh my god!
Oh my god, guys.
Mother! I killed the man!
Yo, hold up. This was not planned at all. We did not even know about this, guys. You guys probably think we're joking around about this. We're not. We actually never thought about this until now. Oh my god. Oh my
Wow.
god. Oh my god.
No, wait.
Anyway,
Wow.
so the rebels, all our rebel friends, all go to Yavin 4, and then comes one of the best scenes in cinematography ever: the Battle of the First Death Star.
Yeah.
Let's just say this was a really great scene in filmmaking ever. It was like a pretty awesome space battle sequence that nobody ever seen before, and fun fact, there is actually a lot of real-life inspiration for all of the combat scenes for the space battle for the first Death Star. Because you know what the filmmakers did to try and recreate, or create the battle scene?
What they do?
What?
They watched old World War II fighter footage, like aerial dogfight footage, and they kind of created the whole dogfighting sequence with the X-Wings, and the trench run was actually based off of real-life British bombers trying to bomb German dams during World War II.
That's actually
So-
pretty cool.
It is it's a cinematic masterpiece. And also, fun fact, yes, every single Star Wars weapon is basically a converted World War II gun.
And
No joke.
magical swords of light that are also technology.
Pretty much. Pretty
And
much,
also-
yes.
And also just basically getting choked by air.
Pretty much. So,
Oh,
Rebels
and
fly
also-
into the
also
Death
they-
Star.
this
They
fucker.
have giant space battle. Luke blows up the Death Star because use the Force, Luke. And Death Star 1 goes kaboom. Darth Vader is the only survivor.
Yeah, because he got knocked
Eh.
away his fucking shit. Pussy.
Yep. And our heroes are celebrated. No medal for Chewie.
No, yo, can I bring up something real quick?
What?
Okay, so as we all know, because of Star Wars popularity, it is parodied constantly. One parody came in the form of Robot Chicken, of where Vader actually called Palpatine after the Death Star blew up. He's freaking out. And Palpatine's just like, yo, calm down. Wait, what do you mean they blew it up? They blew it up. Oh, gosh darn it! It was one of the most hilarious sequences I've ever seen from a Star Wars parody.
I'm not a Robot Chicken fan, so any mention of that show, it's always like it brings back PTSD for me. So
They do have the dark
All right.
skit.
So now we move on to Episode 5, Revenge of the Sith.
Empire
Revenge of the
Strikes
Sith. No, Empire Strikes Back. Why am I thinking Revenge
Yeah.
of the Sith? That's Episode 3. Anyway,
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back, which is basically said by a lot of popular opinions that it's one of the greatest Star Wars movies out of all of them. And I can understand why. Opening sequence takes place on an ice planet called Hoth, which basically has the rebels in hiding. They don't want to get caught by the Empire, but they get caught anyway because shenanigans.
Oh, spaghetti-o!
And I think it's another pretty big, huge piece of cinematography for the Battle of Hoth because you have these rebel troops hunkered down in trenches with nothing but laser rifles going up against giant camel walkers. Yes, that's what they look like. They look like giant camel walkers. And you have they have the rebels flying miniature spaceships or miniature speeders with tow cables to try and trip these walkers into self-destructing.
It's actually pretty clever.
Thankfully, a lot of these rebels do escape, including our heroes Han, Leia, Chewie, and C-3PO, R2-D2, and Luke. Everybody escapes. Luke goes off in one direction, everybody else in the other direction. We'll follow Luke first. Luke is going to go to a planet called Dagobah because he was instructed by Obi-Wan. He said, "There you would learn from Yoda, the master who taught me." So, Luke goes to Dagobah, but he kind of has a little bit of a messy landing in a giant planet that's also a swamp. And then he meets a creepy green little dude who kind of speaks in riddles a little bit, who then reveals himself to be none other than Master Yoda, who tries to train Luke into becoming a better Jedi. Now
The force
switch
struck. The force
now
struck.
switch over to Han and Leia. They go over to a planet called Bespin, to a place called Cloud City, where they try and seek repairs for the Millennium Falcon, because nowadays the Millennium Falcon is kind of broken and needs a new hyperdrive, so they go to Cloud City to get some repairs, and there we meet the smoothest brother in the galaxy, Lando Calrissian.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
quick thing. That's the amount of damage I see on the Millennium Falcon every time that scene comes up. This is
But anyway, we meet the smoothest brother in the galaxy, the Lando Calrissian. And then everybody is all relaxed. They think, hey, this brother's pretty cool. We're gonna have a good time. They all get ready to go to dinner, and then you see Darth Vader sitting at the head of the dinner table. But Darth Vader is, well, he's not alone. That's right. We're introduced to one of the most badass characters of the prequel trilogy, Boba Fett, a bounty hunter.
wait, prequel trilogy?
Oh, sorry. Original. I get my trilogies mixed up. There is so many movies. In the original trilogy, Boba Fett, one of the most badass bounty hunters of all the galaxy, tasked to capture Han Solo.
Can I say one thing real
Look
quick
at his
though?
outfit.
What?
In the entire original trilogy, Boba Fett only has 5 lines, and one of them is "Ah!"
Oh,
Fun
yeah,
fact,
that's right.
Fun fact, I have the original Boba Fett's autograph.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy! This dude's a mega fan.
Anyway, so they decided to test something new on Han Solo in hopes of testing it out on Luke Skywalker called carbon freezing, which basically means you're put into suspended animation in a giant huge block of metal slash ice, whatever.
Whatever the hell it
And-
is.
Wait, before Han does jump into it, Han and Leia give the most iconic line throughout the entire Star Wars series. I love you. I know.
I know.
And then just jumps in.
Originally, that line was going to be "I love you too," but Han Solo changed it to "I know" when they filmed it, and they just kept it in.
It's just Harrison
was iconic.
Ford acting out his instincts.
That
Which
and
I think
also,
is a
again,
pretty good line.
Yeah, it honestly fits Han Solo's character, honestly.
It does.
So, the carbon freeze works, Boba Fett takes away Han Solo, and Luke comes to save the day. And, well, it goes okay. Luke doesn't get caught in the carbon freeze, so that's good. But, Adam, will you demonstrate? Yeah, he basically loses his right arm a little bit.
Hand.
And then hand,
As
yes.
he does, he reacts just like Mario when he loses his hand. I can't fop! I can't fop!
And then we get the most iconic line in all of Star Wars fandom.
You killed my
No.
father!
No, I am your father.
No! No! It can't be true!
That's right, it is revealed that Darth Vader is the father of our main hero, Luke Skywalker.
Oh, also, it's also confirmed. It's also confirmed too. We forgot to mention this. Leia and Luke are real quick because of how much
Wow.
this scene does.
That was real informative, except the fact that
Okay. Really quick, it was also confirmed Luke and Leia are brother and sister, and I wanted to bring this up because Leia kissed Luke.
Sweet.
In
I was gonna bring that up in episode. I was gonna bring that up in episode 6, but okay.
Sorry, buddy.
So, okay, then our heroes flee Cloud City. Luke gets a brand new robotic hand. Lando and Chewie go and find Han Solo. And that's where it leaves off, right there. And then we go into episode 6, where it starts, where it all began. Tatooine, at Jabba's palace. Now, for Jabba the Hutt, giant space slug, pretty much. He's just a giant space slug with arms.
Big and ugly. All you need to know.
He's thick. He's thick with like 50 C's.
And he's ugly.
No.
Yeah, nope.
Nate, he's not thick with 50 C's. He's thick with 50 C's and a K at the end.
And QUE. Yeah. But anyway, so we have a bunch of our characters trying to go in and infiltrate Jabba's palace to rescue Han Solo because they have received information saying he's actually being held there. And surprise, surprise, he is. First, we have C-3PO and R2-D2 infiltrate the palace. That lands them nowhere, where it lands R2-D2 being a bartender in Jabba's palace and 3PO as a universal translator for Jabba. Because the old one, well, it got destroyed on Jabba's orders. Then, we also... Nope.
Just said.
It was killed on Jabba's orders.
Okay.
And then we have Leia and Chewie infiltrate the palace. But here's the clever thing. Leia disguises herself as some sort of bounty hunter and offers to hand over Chewbacca for a certain amount of credits, which is the in-universe currency.
No less.
Exactly. But they reduced it down to 35. I see what Nate's doing, but I'll explain that later. So, Leia manages to get Chewie in there, and later unfreezes Han Solo. But they end up getting captured by Jabba, which then leads to the more famous scene, Leia in her gold bikini.
Oh, that's what you were thinking I was doing this for? I was just getting into position to make myself comfortable.
Yeah, basically the Leia's gold bikini, which also, did you guys know that I think she was 19 in the film? I think she was either 19 or 20 in episode 6. I'll have to fact check that.
You know, I'm not gonna make that joke. I could make that joke.
Actually, hold on a second. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna fact check it right now. Let's fact check it right now.
Oh gosh.
One second.
While he does, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't getting into position because of that reference. I was getting into position because my legs are hurting and I just wanted to like lay down. Like that's literally the only reason why I'm like this.
You look like you're presenting yourself.
Hold on a second.
Hey, I'm hot on the market.
Actually,
now,
nope.
so.
She was 27.
She was 20 what?
7.
27.
Okay, that works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry he didn't hear you. It's because it's because I said I'm hot on the market right now.
Anyway.
How much you sell for? A penny?
No, I sell for nothing.
Free? Anyway, we then have Luke come in and try and save the day, but he gets sent down a Rancor pit. Don't worry, Luke kills the Rancor with nothing but a bone, a rock, and a well-placed door. Yeah, shocker.
You gotta admit, though, the fucking Rancor looked badass as shit, though. Like
I know, scary as hell.
Scared younger me. Younger me was just like, what is that? I like it!
Then we move on. Then we move on to the Sarlacc pit. Jabba wants to execute our heroes for doing him wrong and all that
stuff.
Yeah. So we have the giant Sarlacc pit, which is basically a hole in the ground that also has mouth and tentacles. Don't get any
Hentai.
ideas.
We always
And
do
ladies
the
and
same
gentlemen-
thing.
Hold up. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how hentai started.
God damn it.
With Boba Fett in
And
the
then-
center of it.
And then we have another good scene in the whole Star Wars trilogy, Luke getting his new lightsaber. Now, Luke is on like some sort of plank, and he's about to fall into the Sarlacc pit. He turns around, does a front flip. R2-D2 launches his new lightsaber in the air. Luke holds his hand up, grabs it. He turns it on, and what? It's a different color?
Where's the fake?
I would show that lightsaber. I do have that lightsaber, but it's out of batteries. Sorry.
But here is a fun fact. Originally,
Oh, wait, hold on.
Luke's lightsaber in Episode 6 was not meant to be green. Originally, it was meant to be blue. Because in Episode 4 and 5, Luke had a blue lightsaber. But since Luke lost his hand in Episode 5 and lost the lightsaber as well, he decided to rebuild a new one, hence why he has a green lightsaber.
Does this work?
Like that. Yeah, that'll work.
That works.
Yeah, sorry. I broke my freaking lightsaber. Gosh darn it!
Anyway, heroes do hero things. Boba Fett falls into the Sarlacc pit, which is unbelievable because he was knocked into the Sarlacc pit by a blind Han Solo.
Best scene in
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire movie.
And
By the way-
then we have
Oh,
Luke
shit.
return to Dagobah and talk to Yoda,
You know what? I'll
his
deal with
father,
this.
and he must defeat him in order to become a good Jedi. And he did mention that there was another Skywalker. And then Obi-Wan, now as a ghost, tells Luke that Vader was his father. He used to be a Jedi, but he turned to the dark side and assumed a new identity as Darth Vader. He basically told a lie saying that Darth Vader was a separate person and he betrayed and killed Luke's father.
Well, in a technical sense, he wasn't technically lying. What I told you was true, in a different way. Basically going from this
Yeah.
to
Pretty much.
this.
I'll also explain a little bit in detail about the whole, like, how Darth Vader killed Luke's father is a little more accurate when I get to talking about episodes 1 to 3. Because I'm going to be mentioning something from a certain Disney Plus show that I watched that gave me a good resurgence of nostalgia. But for now, Nick, continue on with episode 6.
Anyway, our heroes then meet up with a giant, massive star fleet, where they plan their attack on a second Death Star. Yes, there is another one. The Empire was trying to build another one.
Another
one.
one. Another
Another
one.
one.
Another one.
Okay,
Hey, guys.
you two.
Hey, wait, Adon, I
Then-
got the lightsaber. Bless up.
Anyway, so the plan is there's a shield generator guarding the second Death Star on a forest moon off the planet of Endor. So we have a bunch of rebels disguised in a captured Imperial shuttle to get through the Imperial blockade and down into the planet so they can wreak havoc and have some fun. While down on the planet, we get to meet one of the most adorable creatures in all of Star Wars history.
Oh, wait,
And
I
also
have him.
considered one of the most annoying. Sorry, but it's true.
They are.
Yes, that is the Ewok. Basically, it's a teddy bear with a spear, pretty much. Yeah, it's
Giant
just bears
teddy
with sticks.
bears!
They will hit you with
Yeah,
sticks.
I'm gonna be honest, when I was little, I always wanted to hug one of them.
I mean, basically, all Episode 6, when it comes to the Battle of Endor on the ground, is basically Space Vietnam with teddy bears.
It's kind of sad though when you think about it, because okay, wait, are we at that scene yet? No, we're not at that scene yet. I'll wait till Nick brings it up and I'll explain how it's sad.
Let's see. So, our group of rebels managed to go into the shield generator bunker, wreak some havoc. They're about to be captured because they get caught and overwhelmed by security forces from the Imperials. Then, the Ewoks show up and start messing shit up. Again, Space Vietnam with lasers and homicidal teddy bears with sticks.
And
Straight up,
rocks.
it's so sad to see like these stormtroopers with like highly. It's like what I said in the freaking No Way Home podcast with like how this kid was facing a man with magical dimensional powers and shit. These are fucking soldiers with technologically advanced weaponry going up against fucking Care Bears with spears and rocks.
Again, space Vietnam.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, some of those contraptions that they made are pretty impressive. I mean, the battering
They are
rams,
pretty
all the
impressive.
rocks
Oh
falling,
wait, yeah, also we forgot to
slingshots,
mention
gliders. Come on, that's pretty cool.
we forgot to mention the Ewoks also made C-3PO like their chief or something like that.
They're
Oh yeah,
God.
C-3PO became a god.
Yeah.
Oh, and on top of that, Chewbacca and two Ewoks actually took over one of the AT-ATs.
Yeah.
ATSTs, but yeah, they took over pretty much an Imperial tank.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
I
How
know.
Chewie went on
So-
there, he was just out of mind, just going.
We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
After wreaking havoc on the ground planet, the space battle continues with Lando piloting the Millennium Falcon and leading the charge of the giant space battle on the second Death Star. Meanwhile, the second Death Star is firing left and right. It is fully operational, even though it's not completed. It can still, like, take out capital starships.
We also
then
get
they-
the line of them all from there. It's a trap!
It's a drum!
Yep. It's a trap! And then, with the space battle going, we get to see the throne room.
Wait,
Luke gives himself up to Darth Vader so he can confront him and meet the Emperor. Darth Vader takes him along and he gets him on board the second Death Star. And then they go see the throne room.
Wait. May I? Just for one quick moment. It's on in editing. Jump cut it.
And now, the throne room scene.
Welcome, young Skywalker. I've been expecting you.
Why do you look like a fucking hobo?
It's because of the beard.
That's right, folks. We get to meet the main man himself, Emperor Palpatine, the Dark Sith Lord. And then we get to see one of the greatest pieces of again, another great piece of cinematography. The throne room fight scene, where the Emperor is toying with Luke's emotions. Father and son are fighting once again. With Luke being more experienced, the fighting gets more intense on all three fronts. On the Force moon of Endor, in space, and in the throne room. Luke finally gets the upper hand and chops off a hand of Darth Vader. And then the Emperor persuades him that this is good. Luke must kill his father in order to join him in the dark side. And then Luke says, "No,
I will never join you."
I am a Jedi, like my father before me."
Good line.
And then we get to see something we never saw before. Lightning shooting out of his hands. The Emperor, I mean.
Ah! It's funny too, because the motherfucker, it's just funny how he does it. It's like, Zah!
There's one in the prequel
Yep.
trilogy, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, as the Emperor is shocking Luke, Luke is going towards a ledge, and Vader's just looking on and just looking
Father,
on.
please!
And then Vader says, "No. No!" He picks up the Emperor with remaining strength and chucks him down an air shaft. Okay. And now we're back to where we get to see all the other scenarios happen. The shield generator is down on the Force moon of Endor. Lando and a few other fighters are in the reactor of the Death Star, trying to take it out from the inside. And then we see Luke on the inside of the Death Star, helping Lord Vader to another shuttle. And then Vader tells Luke, remove my mask so I may look with my own eyes. And then we get to hear another great exchange. Go, my son. Leave me. No, I've got to save you. You already have. Tell your sister you were right. And then Vader's no more.
Oh man, bro.
As they fly
Luke gets
off.
on the
Man.
boom. The second Death Star is destroyed, and everybody celebrates with jubilation. And at the end of the movie, we get to see a wonderful sight. As Luke gazes off in the distance, he sees the three spirits of the fallen Jedi before him. One of them is old Obi-Wan Kenobi, another is Yoda, who had died earlier on Dagobah,
I don't know
and
where he is right now.
then a third that appears, his father, who was once a Sith, now a true Jedi. Lego Star Wars reference.
I would have the Yoda up, but I can't. Oh, speaking of that, before we move on to whatever Nick's gonna say next, I actually got a fun fact about the spirit Anakin. Turns out years ago he wasn't supposed to look like what we see in episodes 2 and 3. It was some completely other guy who was the
Yep.
ghost of Anakin. They just
Yep.
changed it later on, and it trips me out to now know that.
Yeah, it's right. Alright, so Nick, you want to have some closing thoughts on this?
Honestly, the original trilogy is such a masterpiece of a trio of movies. If you haven't gotten around to watch it, go see it.
Oh
No, no,
yeah,
no, no, no. First, contemplate on what you've been doing with your life, and then go watch them.
that too.
Yep. And now, I'm going to hand over the reins to my colleague Nate for where we start off next, the prequel trilogy with Episode 1. Nate?
Episode 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, like we said before, episodes 1, 2, and 3 actually came out years later after episodes 4, 5, and 6. Don't ask us why they decided to do it in that order, because I don't even think we know, and if we do, I don't know if we're gonna
I
explain right
think
now.
I know. I think it was because of the technology. I think George Lucas thought, oh, we don't have the technology to create such these big advanced stories that I want to make, so we're just gonna have to wait a little bit. A couple
That
of
makes sense.
years later. Alright, we have the technology now. Let's go.
Yeah. So we start off with the story of a ship landing inside a moon base. No, it is not the Death Star because the Death Star does not exist yet. And outside comes two Jedi's. One having to be a young Ben Kenobi, or as we all know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is currently in his Padawan years, walking alongside his master, Qui-Gon, who is played by the incomparable Liam Neeson. So they go in because they're gonna speak, if I remember correctly, a treaty along with some alien race that,
They're
Trade
actually,
Federation.
yeah, they're doing some peace talks.
yeah, peace talks, but these aliens are assholes basically. When they saw the Jedi, they assumed they were gonna be assassinated. So what they did was they decided to fill the room with gas to try and kill them. After that, the C-3PO clone, whatever the fuck that thing was, walks out.
TC-14.
Yep.
Yeah. And the fucking, oh my god, these fuckers. I love these fuckers, by the way. The droids, droid army goes to get them. You enter in, you get them, clear them out. Roger, Roger. Lightsaber turns on. Oh, these motherfuckers got
Blast them.
wrecked, bro. Yeah, blast them. These fuckers got wrecked, dude. Like, oh my god. So after that, they end up running off to go and confront the aliens, and when they do, they actually get jumped by destroyers. These little annoying fuckers.
Droidicas.
Oh
Droids.
god, so annoying in Battlefront.
So
They're
annoying
so
in
annoying
fucking Lego
in
Star
the
Wars,
Lego
bro.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, these fuckers suck. But so after that, they found out that they weren't gonna have any chance to get anywhere near them, and they knew they were gonna be surrounded. Sure, they're Jedi Masters, but there's a shit ton of armies of droids in there that they're not gonna be able to handle. So what they do is they go through the vents and they crawl out to the spaceport. where they hop into one of the I'm gonna call them
Transport ships.
transport ships. And when they go in, they land in the world. I forgot what the planet was called. Uh,
Naboo.
Naboo. Oh yeah, Naboo. They land in Naboo, where Qui-Gon is running through the forest alongside these creatures who are getting scared by the space transporters. And who does Qui-Gon run into? But one of the most iconic characters, and also one of the most annoying characters that this motherfucker hates. Misa so Jar Jar Binks. Misa so love you.
Let me kill it! Let me kill it
No,
right now!
no, no,
Adam, put the
no,
lightsaber down.
no.
Put the
No!
lightsaber down.
Hey,
Alright.
hey, 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 hey. Strap it. Strap it. I
Adam,
can't
put down the lightsaber or no chalky milk for you. See, I
Okay.
got his weakness. Chocolate milk.
Yeah. So after Qui-Gon quote unquote saves Jar Jar, aka Jar Jar jumps into his arms and they both fall going under the transporter, Jar Jar proceeds to follow Qui-Gon saying he is his loyal slave now. And soon run into Obi-Wan who happens to kill another droid floating by. And when they're walking away, Jar Jar explains that there is actually a secret
Man,
city underwater. Go ahead.
you know, since Jar Jar put himself up as basically a personal slave, free ho!
Ah. It is taking every single amount of willpower to not punch my screen.
I'm sorry,
Anyways,
everybody.
anyways, Jar Jar explains there's a secret city underwater that they can hide in. When Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan ask if he could take them there, Jar Jar proceeds to deny because he kind of got exiled from there because
Stupid.
it's Jar Jar.
He's stupid.
Yeah, he's
He
stupid.
clumsy.
So after
He's clumsy
explaining
and
that they're
stupid.
gonna Yeah. So after they explain they're still gonna die if they stay up there, Jar Jar begrudgingly takes them over there to the secret city, where they find out that's where Jar Jar lived, and they meet with the leader. I forgot what his name was, but he's one of the my most favorite characters in the
Boss
movie,
Nass.
Boss Nass, because of the one thing he always does that always makes me laugh. The frickin' my earphones came off.
Okay, that sounded really good on my end.
Wait, whose? Mine's or Don's?
Yours, Nate.
Yeah, because I watched the movie as religiously. That's why. So
Fair.
after that, they offer Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon a transport ship back to the land. And when they do, they also manage to they manage to convince them to bring along with them Jar Jar. Yeah.
These aren't
Yeah,
the droids
also
you're looking for.
these aren't the droids you're looking for. Anywhoosies, so as they're getting transported back to land, uh fuck, I forgot her name again.
Queen
Padme
Amidala.
Queen Abadala is busy trying to figure out where the Jedi are, with the addition of trying to stop these aliens from potentially causing a full-on world war space war. And when they do, they also get caught by the droids as they're being taken away. As they're being taken away by the droids, the Jedi's, along with Jar Jar Binks, finally make it and manage to save them before it's too late. After they do that, they all quickly stow away in a ship and fly off as fast as they can. Though, of course, they're getting shot at. So, when they get shot, their ship gets damaged. So, they send out a lot of R2 units. Spoiler alert, all the R2 units get destroyed. Except, where's he at? I lost him. You little
Nick already
fucker, where
has him
are you?
up.
This little son of a. Because let's be honest, they don't have the guts to kill R2.
Well, no, he has to
Plot
be around for
armor.
the original trilogy.
Well,
Plot
even
armor.
then, plot armor too. And so after that, they manage to escape, and they end up landing in a certain planet to hide away from the enemies for a bit. A very iconic planet, one that if we've been to, I don't know, 3 times in 3 movies, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, We are back in Tatooine. They land in Tatooine, and it's because their, if I remember correctly, it's their energy engine or whatever the fuck it was called, was damaged due to the attack. So they have to go and either find a place to repair it or get a replacement. They do, and they meet with I forgot what his name is, but he's
Watto.
one of the most ass. Yeah, they meet with Guado. He is an asshole.
Watto, not Guado. Watto.
Watto. We meet with him, and when he's trying to bargain with Qui Gon, we get introduced to little Anakin Skywalker, who, by the way, want to let you guys know the kid actor also got arrested.
Yeah, after this movie came out, he actually got bullied in school and then turned to a life of crime.
Yeah,
Poor
yeah,
kid.
he,
Poor
yeah,
kid.
this poor kid. Yeah, he got arrested for pod racing.
Not that kind of pod racing.
Yeah, you get the reference either way. So anyway, so while Qui Gon is trying to bargain with Watto, that's when we see Anakin flirting with Padme, while at the same time Jar Jar Binks is being Jar Jar Binks.
Hey, hit the nose.
Huh. And so after that, when they couldn't make a bargain, they end up leaving. And when after they leave, Anakin actually finds them and takes them to his house, considering that there's going to be a sandstorm. While they're there, Anakin explains that there is actually going to be a pod race coming up soon that has a lot of money, a big money prize involved. If they could win the pod race, aka Anakin goes in and wins the pod race, he could use the money to give to them to get what they need, so they could get off of Tatooine and get back home. Of course, Anakin's mom isn't really up for it because, come on, it's her child. She's not gonna let her child do something as reckless and, I don't know, death inducing.
Death inducing.
Look, I lost the word, okay? I'm
You mean
mixed.
deadly.
Yes, look, I had a situation where I was talking to multiple people right now, okay? Leave me alone. So, anyway, so after some convincing, they managed to make an agreement where Qui-Gon would make a deal with Watto, saying that they already quote unquote have a pod racer already ready, even though the Anakin was the one that made it, and they will let the kid drive in and they'll make a deal. If they win, they get the parts and they get to set Anakin free. But if they lose, they keep the kid, they keep his mom, and they get the ship.
By the way, for you, it's a win-win.
Yeah, basically. So after a while, they get into the pod racing, and I'm gonna say right now, as crappy as some of the CGI was for episodes 1, 2, and 3, the pod racing was really cool. I really loved what they did with the pod racing scene. It was so epic. Like, there was, everything was just awesome. Everything was well detailed. Everything was well, like, referenced for what's gonna happen in like a couple minutes. And also at the same time, while that was happening, these sons of just came in to ruin it all because they're assholes.
Also, fun fact with the pod racing scene, a lot of the pod racers were actually sounds based off of real life cars. Like,
Yeah.
there was one creature named Sebulba. His pod racer was like based off of a hot rod, and Anakin's pod racer was his pod racer sound was based on an F1 car.
Hey.
Look at the smile on Nick's face after he said that.
Well,
He's so
yeah.
happy about it.
Also, there's one scene in the pod race that I always love. Ah.
Which one was
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
one guy where
Oh,
the one
yeah!
crashes in the cave.
Oh yeah, that little like.
But I
And then he
actually, when I was younger, I actually met another kid, and we actually made a joke about that scene, just like, give me some cookies, mommy.
Yeah.
Because we were dumb
So,
kids.
hey,
We were just like, that scene is so funny.
hey,
Let's
hey,
make some
we're all
jokes about it.
Hey, we're all dumb. It's what we do.
Dumb.
Anyways, so the pod racing continues, and a lot of people were either out of the race due to damage done to their pod racers,
Or death.
at the pit stop, or death. I think like 3 died. Actually, now that I think about it, and all that was left was, I think it was Saboba, right? Yeah, Saboba and Anakin, and Saboba was trying to kill the kid. And hey, we're back. Yeah, see, editing is fast. Anyways, back on topic to what we were saying. Yeah, so Freaking, I forgot the guy's name already.
Watto
Not
or
Watto.
Sebulba.
Sabulba was literally trying about to kill this kid, which he has a problem. And luckily enough, Anakin manages to escape, and due to something that Sabulba did on purpose. So Boba had actually tampered with Anakin's pod racer so that way he could be able to win the race and Anakin could lose. Turns out that was
Cheat!
karma. Yeah. Turns out karma came to bite this cheater on the ass because that part that he messed up flew out of Anakin's pod racer and actually fucked up Sabobas, thus causing Sabulba to crash. He's still alive, but he's pissed. And Anakin thus won the pod race. So Watto lost the bet, and now Anakin is set free, and they get the part they need. After that, Anakin decides to join in to help out fight against everybody and learn the ways of the Jedi. And as they're escaping, somebody jumps in after them.
Let's
Now
see.
I'm not gonna say who it is. No. I'm not gonna say who it is yet. I'm gonna keep your name a secret until we get to the big fight because
Aw.
my intro for him, you guys already know what I'm gonna do for his
You
intro.
know what?
So,
Fair.
anyways, so they escape. All I will say is that this is a Sith Lord, or at least the start of a Sith Lord, and they managed to escape, thankfully unharmed. They managed to come up with a plan on gaining their kingdom back with the addition of also overturning the war. And they all get reinforcements from Jar Jar's people, where they meet the chief again, and again get to hear his again.
That actually is really good.
Yeah, again, I watched that movie religiously as a kid.
Fair.
So the end. So after that, they come up with an idea, and they sneak into the port to the kingdom to start attacking. They cause a distraction so they can sneak into the ship port so they can hijack a couple of airships that they can go in to fight off the moon base and shut off the droids. When they do, Anakin hides in one of them. After they sent off everybody, they start running away to the entrance so they could go and finally stop the aliens. The door opens to reveal the hooded figure as he takes his hood off, and then we hear the theme. Now, I'm gonna do the theme. It's just not gonna be the original. It's gonna be from the Lego Star Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, awesome, awesome, awesome.
Awesome! 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 What's up, Wheezy?
Darth Maul, baby. One of the most badass Sith Lords out there who I wish lasted through longer through the movies, but I'll explain why. His life was cut short.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we lead into probably one of the coolest fight scenes throughout the entire movie. The battle between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan against Darth Maul. Pretty badass, honestly.
Yeah, the choreography was pretty on point with that fight. Like, I was on
Yeah,
the edge of my seat the whole time.
yeah, the fight scene was epic. Every single fighting move, the reactions, everything. Soon we get to the climax of it all, where Qui-Gon is fighting up against Darth Maul, and Darth Maul, being a bad guy, decides to cheat, and I believe he punched Qui-Gon and then stabbed him in the dick. I'm just kidding. He stabbed him in the chest.
No, you
After
weren't
that,
wrong.
After that, Obi-Wan comes in and starts fighting him off, though of course due to Darth Maul being a lot more skilled than Obi-Wan, since Obi-Wan technically is still a Padawan. He is able to defeat him, kick his saber down the hole, and have Obi-Wan hang from his death. Though Obi-Wan proves to be strong, as he manages to use the Force to pull Qui-Gon's lightsaber towards him as he jumps over Darth Maul, who, by the way, looked at him like a fucking idiot, just as Obi-Wan lands, catches Qui-Gon's saber, and cuts Darth Maul's life short.
Or so we think.
Or so we think, yeah. Stay tuned for talking about Clone Wars, maybe. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so Darth Maul's cut in half as he falls into the hole, which, by the way, actually thinking about this, I think this is the first time in Star Wars history that we ever got to see like a blood splatter effect when somebody gets killed by a lightsaber. Because anytime we get to see someone get hit, we never see that. But when Darth Maul got cut in half, we saw that like the.
Not to
Remember?
mention it, yeah. I do remember a small.
Yeah, so that's crazy to know that. And after that, Qui-Gon dies, and they win the war. And so now Obi-Wan is tasked with being uh, Anakin's master, while Anakin is the Padawan. And thus we end episode 1 with Darth Maul dying, Qui-Gon dying, and everybody living in peace and harmony. Hooray! And then we move to episode 2.
Ha!
Which I believe is said, it is stated that it's been 10 years already, considering Anakin has grown a lot. And by the way,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real here. As much as I love the movies, God, Anakin's acting.
Yes.
Look, there's one thing that he got right, but I'm going to save that.
Okay, but even that though, so they come after many years. Padme still continues to pretend to be like a guard, while they always have a fake pretend to be the queen. When suddenly a hit is put on her, quote unquote, and she dies, quote unquote. She is actually alive because she pretended to be a pilot, and they quickly leave before the bounty hunter found out and killed her there. After that, they decided to put protection under her by bringing in Jedi. Who do they bring in? None other than Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's rocking a mullet, and Anakin Skywalker, who's rocking the Padawan the Padawan hair thing. Which, by the way, I don't
And
know why
rocking
I want
something else too, if you know what I mean.
get the fuck out.
Okay, bye.
Okay, now we can see the podcast better. Anyways,
Back.
anyways, so they end.
Vicky.
So, anyways, they're under the now. Padme is under the protection of Obi-Wan and Anakin, though Anakin is starting to catch feelings for Padme and wants to be with her. Though, of course, Adon, if you would please explain what are some of the rules of being a Jedi, if you don't mind.
Basically, the rules of being a Jedi is basically severing your link with any emotional means. Basically, meaning that you can't technically have a relationship like this. For some odd reason, you are allowed to have sex if you're a Jedi. However, you cannot become emotionally attached to someone. In other words, you are still allowed to have friends. However, you cannot have a lover, meaning you can't have a girlfriend or a wife. Anakin decides to, just look past this rule. And, so he can, yeah.
Yeah. So, Obi-Wan and Anakin start arguing when a weird droid sends in creepy ass worms. Which, by the way, back when I was a kid and I saw that, every time I went to bed, I always looked around just in case those motherfuckers appeared. I got scared. They quickly sensed it. They came in and saved Padme before she was assassinated as they chased after the robot. When Obi-Wan hanged on to it, he got shut down by a bounty hunter. And quickly a speed race happened, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but Boba was actually in that scene too. There was actually a scene. Yeah, there was a scene where they passed by, and Boba's in one of the cars, floating cars, and he's like yelling at them, all pissed.
That was him?
That was him. That was Boba.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Color me impressed.
Time has not been good for this man.
Ha!
So, anyways, they chase the bounty hunter. They lose the bounty hunter because Anakin's a dumbass. But then Anakin proves to be a smart dumbass as he jumps off the car and lands on the bounty hunter's pod, managing to get his lightsaber to stab into it and fuck with the bounty hunter, while also almost losing his lightsaber and
He
almost dying in the process.
Actually.
Well, I said almost because Obi-Wan caught it. So after that, they end up finding out that the bounty hunter's hiding in a bar. They go in there. Obi-Wan goes to get a drink because, let's be honest, he deserves it. Go ahead.
We all know this one meme. in the behind the scenes, in the behind the scenes cut, we actually see Ewan McGregor, the one who played Obi-Wan, actually went like this during one of the cars, and now it's just a memed on scene because it's
Yeah.
honestly hilarious.
Yeah. So the bounty hunter is dumb and tries to shoot Obi-Wan. I think he cut the bounty hunter's hand off, right?
Hand, upper hand, arm, like two at
Like
least.
right up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, about
Like
here.
right up here at best. So after that, they take out the bounty hunter and start questioning them. Who was the bounty hunter who hired you to hit Padme? She was about to reveal until she gets poisoned by a dart. There, they turn around and see the bounty hunter. Obviously, they can't tell who it is because both he's wearing a coverage and also flies away like fucking Batman.
Batman doesn't fly.
Well, you get it in the darkness with the freaking grappling hook. Grappling hook. So after that,
Okay.
Obi-Wan decides to go. Obi-Wan decides to go on a mission to try and figure out where this bounty hunter is so they can find them and bring them in for questioning while they leave Anakin to keep a watch on Padme back in Naboo, right?
Yep. Back
Yep.
to Naboo.
Yeah, back in Naboo. Naboo
Naboo.
these nuts. Nabooba. So while that's happening, Anakin, against better judgment, starts to rekindle that relationship between him and Padme to the point that these two start doing.
They kissed.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. Does anyone else find the Padme Anakin relationship a little weird?
Yeah, the age difference.
Exactly.
Like, I guess they justified it a little bit in episode 2, but like in episode 1 it was just it seemed more like how like a little kid would find an older lady beautiful and just have feelings and that's it.
Yeah,
It's
but
like it's like Dipper with Wendy.
yeah, but how old was Padme in episode 1?
I have no
I think
idea.
she was like maybe. I want to say maybe 15, 16.
And Anakin
And
was
then-
like what, 7?
Like 7
I'm
to
gonna
10.
say.
Probably 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10.
Yeah, that's a big age difference. That's a big age gap.
That's like 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, that's a big age gap. Yeah, we have problems. But it's Star Wars, who cares?
Look, we're in a space opera. Who the hell cares about age?
At this point, yeah. So anyway, I mean, for all we know, they could be having sex with a face hugger, and we don't know what age it is. Anyways, moving on.
wrong.
So
Not wrong.
So Obi-Wan goes on a search for the place after some struggles and some help from both the Padawans and also Yoda. Which, by the way, we forgot to mention that Yoda's here. And fucked up you did. So after finding out where the planet is, Obi-Wan goes to figure things out. And when he goes there, he actually finds out that, quote unquote, that a certain Jedi Master. Did they say it was Qui-Gon who did it?
Sifo Dyas.
Sifo Dyas, that a Jedi Master named Sifo Dyas, who apparently has been dead for over
10
I
years.
think 10, 15 years, 10 years, apparently made an order for clones that Obi-Wan was not aware of. They end up showing them and yep. They end up showing them the clones, and they're all based off of clones of a certain bounty hunter, who we find it later on. When he goes to meet the bounty hunter, they're introduced to the bounty hunter's son. Who is the son, you may ask? Don, or Nick, would you like to say the name?
Boba.
Yep. It was young Boba Fett. And his father came out, and it was, where the fuck is his figure at? Jango Fett.
Shit.
And yes, yeah. So that was pretty awesome to see. Which
And I want to add in, when it comes to the creation of the clone army, Obi-Wan talks to Jango saying he's actually really impressed with the clone army. And Jango thanks him on his praise. And Obi-Wan kinds of questions, who hired you to create this army? Or did one of my Jedi Masters help ask you to create this army? And Jango says, I was recruited by a man named Tyrannus. We'll know who that is later. Continue, Nate.
I would also like to point out this is actually less talking about the whole story. This is for the book of Boba Fett. The guy who actually played Jango Fett all those years ago in Episode 2 actually came to praise the role of basically Boba Fett in the book of Boba Fett, which honestly it works considering that Boba Fett is just a younger clone of Jango Fett.
Pretty much.
True.
So, but even then, though, it's pretty cool to see that happen, and also, like, it made me really happy to know that Jango Fett went to become Boba Fett, his father. Like, that was awesome. I mean, yeah. Anyways, so after all that happens, I think if I remember correctly, Obi-Wan gives a message to I don't remember who. I think it was either Yoda or Anakin. And then after that, he goes to confront Jango Fett, who is currently getting ready to fly away with his son. Before we have a decent battle between Jango Fett and Obi-Wan. And I just gotta say, I feel like they could have done Jango Fett better because they kind of made the dude a little bit of a joke.
Are you kidding me? He was holding his own against an actual Jedi.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
actually doing really well.
Well, no, I think it's only because I got a little bit salty during his final battle. I think that's why I said it like that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, so after that, he actually manages to kick Obi-Wan's ass and escape with his son. Oh, by the way, his son straight up knew how to fly the ship and started firing at Obi-Wan, so Obi-Wan got his ass handed to him by a freaking bounty hunter and his son.
Giant laser cannon go burr.
That's why he gets no bitches. So after that, there's a space chase between the two. And when Jango Fett believes that Obi-Wan is dead or gone, Obi-Wan follows them to a new planet, which I do not remember the name of.
Geonosis.
Geonosis. As you guys can tell, I do not pay attention to the planets in the freaking film. I am apparently a fake Star Wars fan. I am sorry.
Cancel him on Twitter.com.
I know.
Fake
Get on your
fan.
Twitter.
Fake fan.
Get on your Twitter.coms and start calling me out. So, anyways, as that's happening, Anakin and Padme end up having more connections when Anakin mentions having nightmares about his mother. So, against better judgment, her or R2 and Anakin go back to, who would like to say the name?
Tatooine.
Go back to Tatooine again, where we actually meet soon enough Luke's uncle and aunt, who, by the way, surprised their roles in the Obi-Wan series as well. So after that, we end up finding out that after Watto, what was his name again?
Watto.
Watto got bankrupt. He actually sold Anakin's mother to I think a farmer, and it turns out they fell in love and actually got married, which is why we end up having Luke's uncle. And after that, we actually find out that where are they? Where is he? These piece of shits end up coming in and kidnap his mom. And when Anakin goes and finds their camp and goes to save her, it's kind of too late because she's already on her deathbed. And after Anakin has his last and final moments with his mother, Adon will show you, yes. Let's just say Anakin
killed them. Every
Anakin
single
went
one
re.
of them. And not just the men.
Anakin went re.
But the women. And the children, too. They're like animals. And I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
The acting was such shit, but it was hilarious.
Hey,
After
that's
that,
why I did it.
Yeah. After that, they ended up actually getting a distress signal from Obi-Wan, which was a little too late, by the way, because he was already captured. And they go to save him, and they go through this, like, great big temple with a bunch of these creepy-ass droid factory with a bunch of these fuckers crawling around, which, by the way, seeing this IRL, I would piss myself. After that, they all get caught, and Anakin and Padme have another kiss before they die, and they get taken out to an arena to be chained up to pillars to die with Obi-Wan to beasts. And I have that was the best interaction we had with Anakin and Obi-Wan. Man, just
Just
fucking
like, we got your distress signal. We came to rescue you.
Good job.
oh, good job. An ass. And after that, we get introduced to 3 badass aliens, and Padme shows just how badass she is. As Obi-Wan and Anakin are talking about escape, Anakin's like, "What about Padme? She she seems to be on top of things. She straight up starts climbing the pillar like a badass.
She got on top of the pillar.
She's a princess, yet she's doing crap." So they
You know,
fight the
technically,
alien.
does this mean that she is a Disney princess?
No.
The most badass Disney princess, aside from Leia.
Yeah. So as this is all happening, and they manage to kill, I believe, at least 2 of them, 2 of the aliens. Oh no, kill one of them, which I think was the tiger one, because that one went down like a bitch.
Ah!
We actually ended up getting an introduction to finally see him in the field. Samuel L. Jackson. I got Obi-Wan.
You got the wrong figure!
You dumb motherfucker.
Samuel L. Jackson. There you go. And before you call me racist, it was Samuel L. Jackson that played as Mace Windu.
You dumb motherfucker.
Oh man. Oh, surprise, motherfucker.
Nope,
Anyway,
nope. That wasn't said by Samuel L. Jackson. Fake fan.
I never said it was. I just said it. Anyways, so he puts his saber up to Django's throat, kinky, and oh, I forgot to mention, we also got introduced to this old bastard, Count Dooku.
Who the hell is
Who
that
apparently-
again?
Played by the late Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Count Dooku, who, by the way, was apparently a former Jedi, who was running the area, who has been turned a Sith. Now, actually, I have something interesting to say about his lightsaber, and by me, I mean Nick, but we'll get to that point when he takes it out in the battle. So after they have a little conversation between Mace Windu and Count Dooku, I don't have the droids. I think I do, but I don't want to look for it right now because I'm getting tired. Oh, no, never mind, I found it. These fuckers come out and start attacking, and all the Jedis out there end up having basically a civil war against the droids. And spoiler alert, most of those Jedis fucking died.
There's too many!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. When they were all cornered, oh wait. No, he actually died. Yeah, no. So before they ended up getting help, Mace Windu actually had a combat battle between Jango Fett, which is why I was salty because it was a shitty battle. Jango barely did much of damage with Mace Windu, and he straight up just cut off the gun
Yeah.
and decapitated my boy's head.
You wanna know what's hilarious?
What?
Every time I think back to that battle, all I see is Jango Fett trying to jump onto Samuel L. Jackson's lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that.
That's so stupid!
And yeah, thus ends Jango Fett. I feel like they could have done him better. I'm salty. After that, Yoda comes in with reinforcements, which happens to be none other than the clone army. And thankfully, they are able to outmatch the droids, and they start their attack immediately. As they do, Obi-Wan and Anakin go straight after Count Dooku. I just saw that. Go after Count Dooku, where they end up having another epic battle. Though, of course, Anakin is a dumbass, being infused with rage and stuff. Being infused with rage and such, gets his ass handed to him by Count Dooku. And then that's when we see Count Dooku finally take out his lightsaber. Now, if you guys are fans of the Star Wars series, or at least the first 1, 2, and 3, you guys would know that Count Dooku's lightsaber handle is a little different than all the usual ones. Normally, there's straight handles and stuff like the one Adon has. But for some reason, his almost looked like he was holding a gun somewhat. And I always found that both weird but cool. I never knew what it was why he did it until today because Nick told us. So Nick, if you would please explain why.
The reason why Count Dooku's lightsaber hilt is curved is because the actor who played him, Christopher Lee, was actually pretty good at the art of fencing. And when it comes to the Star Wars lore, there's 7 forms of lightsaber combat. One of those forms of combat pretty much focuses around the curved hilt itself. In other words, fencing is a lightsaber combat form.
And
And
that's
the way Count Dooku moves throughout the whole fight, it looks like he uses like a lot of fencing moves, a lot of parries, thrusts. He is just elegance and grace in the fight.
You
Yep.
just reminded me of that one guy from Spy X Family who just goes, elegance!
Is that the one with the like the puffy hair, the freaking curly hair guy?
Long ass beard guy.
Okay. But yeah, so after that, they have their combat. Obi-Wan gets his ass handed to him. I think he gets knocked out. And oh no, he doesn't. Yeah, he gets knocked out. And Anakin actually gets his hand cut off. Which, by the way, this is where I say the acting was crap. No, it was his hand. It wasn't just his. It wasn't his arm. It was his hand.
It was half his
It was
freaking
actually
arm.
his. It was actually his arm. No joke.
Oh,
Half his arm.
I thought it was. I thought it was just his hand, huh? I guess I got to rewatch it again. But no, this is where I say the acting kind of was shit. Cause I'm pretty sure if you got your arm cut off, you would have been like, ah! No, this dude was just, oh, and that's it.
He's been like, ah!
No, imagine it's like just, like that's how he acted. And then after that, we end up hearing a tippy tat of a cane. Who do we see enter the room? Fucked up you did. Master Yoda. And then we have
full power, I must.
Come in like a pimp, I must. So we end up having a pretty good, decent battle between the two. And after that, Count Dooku manages to escape by essentially almost killing Anakin and Obi-Wan with a big-ass thingamabob. Pillar. And after that, we leave and we see Count Dooku come face to face with the Sith, or Emperor Palpatine, who apparently is not very noticeable as the Sith Lord. So after that, we end the movie with Obi-Wan talking with Yoda about certain things. And after that, we actually end the movie with a hidden marriage between Anakin and Padme. Then we fast forward to episode 3, which was one of my most favorite movies of all time. And also made me really, really hate Anakin a lot. Because of one specific scene. There you go, this is where the fun begins. Also, by the way, I'm pissed off because they killed another R2 unit. And it was R2-D5 and I'm mad.
It was R4.
R4, my bad. R4. And I'm mad they killed him. In the most disrespectful way ever.
I just remember his head going,
I was mad at that. Yeah. I like how, and then after that, they managed to end up, by the way, I forgot to mention, the reason why they're in space and fighting against all these droids is because they're actually trying to save Palpatine. Because there's actually a trilogy animated film series that actually came out explaining the details of what was going on through, I believe, each movie, if I'm correct. And the one that I have actually explains the details of how Palpatine ended up actually getting kidnapped. And it was because of General Grievous.
Jedi scum.
There we go. I was waiting for one of you guys to say something.
Sorry.
So, and also the reason why General Grievous is always like coughing like all the time is because in that animated series when Mace Windu tries to go and save Palpatine, he actually f***ed up his esophagus or something like that, which is why General Grievous is always coughing like he's near death.
Sounds like Samuel L. Jackson to me.
So after that, they end up getting into the ship, and they start making their way towards where Palpatine is. And when they do, they notice that the room is very clearly empty. There's no guards, no traps, no nothing. But they know it's definitely a trap. So they're careful about it. And they were correct, because Count Dooku ends up coming in with these fuckers again, and they end up having another bout between each other again, which was, I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, a little more badass than the original one. But it was also kind of quick. So Obi-Wan gets knocked out and is lightly pushed by a piece of fucking balcony
Hmm.
as he's knocked out, as Anakin is facing off against Count Dooku in a very intense battle, with Palpatine just staring like a creepy old man just the whole time. And then Anakin gets the upper hand and cuts off Count Dooku's hands, gets his saber and puts them against his throat in an X-way.
Nick, if you could,
Palpatine, yes.
Hmm?
you know what I'm talking about.
What is it?
Anakin has the lightsabers and is holding them against Count Dooku's neck.
Dude,
Anakin
do
at
it.
first is Anakin at first is hesitant about it because he doesn't want to do it because it's not right. He's already been unarmed and defeated. Palpatine, however, being the manipulative little bastard
Good,
he is,
good. Kill him. Kill him now.
and then he says the words,
Do it.
Wow. Dead
and
Dooku.
Count Dooku is killed. Dead Dooku. And after that, Obi-Wan wakes up, or not wakes up. He's still knocked out. Actually, that was another red flag right there. As they're about to leave, Palpatine straight up was trying to tell Anakin to leave Obi-Wan behind because it's already quote unquote too late for him. Though Anakin, having to see Obi-Wan as a father figure to him, ends up taking him with him. They end up escaping before they all get caught by General Grievous again. And General Grievous, I think, steals their lightsabers, doesn't he?
These will make fine
Yes.
additions to my collection.
My collection. After that, as like badasses as usual, they escape and kill the droids that work for General Grievous.
Fun
General
thing is,
Grievous,
it actually landed on the planet in the ship.
yeah,
That was fun.
that's what's funny about it. Yeah, that was fun. And after that, they end up getting applauded for it. Everything's all good. Anakin has
Another
his
happy landing.
another happy landing. Anakin has his moments with Padme, but they're still on the search for Grievous.
Nate,
At the same
Nate,
what? What?
you forgot to tell them what Padme told Anakin when he got back.
You want me to say what happened?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You guys want me to say what they want me to tell them what happened?
Whisper it. We gotta keep it a secret.
Nah, I'm just gonna say it out loud. Yeah, they fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked.
Yeah, they did it. They had sex.
And guess what came out of that?
Make that 2 surprises.
Spoilers.
So- I'll relax. The movie's been out since 2006 and shit. We're good.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, if you haven't caught it already, Padme's pregnant. So, anyways, while this is also happening, they also believe that Palpatine is working against the Jedi forces, essentially being the Sith Lord. So, they try to convince Anakin to basically be the spy, trying to get some info out of Palpatine so they can go against him. Of course, Anakin is a bit against it because Palpatine's got so much into Anakin's head, he can't see himself betraying him. He considers himself a mentor and almost, I guess, a friend. But after, against better judgment with Anakin, he does it. As this happens, Obi-Wan goes to the planet where Grievous is hiding, and they end up facing off against each other, which is where the iconic line came in from when I jumped in. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
I've been expecting you. This is where we actually get to see General Grievous come in and finally show off his skills, where he was trained in the arts of the Jedi by Count Dooku. And when Obi-Wan gets into his stance, Grievous pops out his arms and extends to 4, coming in with a buzzsaw.
4 lightsabers.
I don't have 4 arms. This is the best you're getting, folks.
Yeah. So Grievous and Obi-Wan. I normally, since Grievous is probably one of the most badass characters I know, I would say this is an epic battle.
It's no
But they
shit.
did our boy dirty. Yeah, they did our boy dirty in this movie. This was a very crappy battle. The fact that it made Grievous seem like a threat. Obi-Wan was managed to cut off 2 of his hands with ease, and then General Grievous ran away like a little spider bitch.
Spider bitch.
Obi-Wan fought
Spider bitch. Does whatever a spider bitch
whatever a
does.
spider bitch does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can, cause he's a bitch. Look out, here's Spider Bitch. So after that, so there's a big chase. Obi-Wan manages to find Grievous, and he actually kills him by just shooting him like what, twice or 3 times in the chest?
5.
5 times in the chest, which explodes Grievous's head and ends his career.
Just like... So
Yeah.
uncivilized.
So uncivilized. And
That's why I have
then
that gun on standby. Don't ask questions.
so while that's happening, Anakin is actually able to figure out that yes, Palpatine is trying to cause mayhem and genocide, where the Jedi Order come in to stop them. Straight up, Palpatine killed like 2 of these Jedis quickly with ease, which I don't see why they're Jedi Masters if they died real quick. At least freaking, where's he at? I have him on standby.
Kit Fisto died later.
Yeah, this dude managed to last long enough to help out Mace Windu before he died. The other 2 died like little girls, dude. It was dumb. After that, Mace Windu is actually having some struggle with Palpatine, but manages to defeat him. They end up having a one-on-one bout where basically Palpatine is using his Sith magic, the thunder out of his hands, to try and hurt Mace Windu while he's sending it back to him, making him look like the crinkly old man that we all know and hate. Anakin sees all this and doesn't know who the traitor is. So he believes Palpatine because Anakin's a dumbass. And after that, he actually cuts off Mace Windu's hand, thus giving the opening for Palpatine to electrocute him and shoot him out of the building, essentially killing Samuel L. Jackson.
Motherfucker.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's why, ladies and gentlemen, Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury.
He got isekai'd.
And then, after Palpatine made his rule over the Senate, Obi-Wan goes to help out with the battle when a clone trooper ends up getting a message from Palpatine saying something is completed, and then he tells them...
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
As you wish, my lord.
As you wish, my lord.
As you wish, my lord. Every single Star Wars fan will have PTSD hearing that line. Because, Jesus Christ, the genocide was messed up, bro.
And then we even get to a more dark scene, if I may. Actually, 2 more dark scenes. Adam's gonna help me on this one. This is the first one. Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
Oh shit! Hold on, let me mute myself real quickly. Hold up.
That's right. That's right. In a room full of younglings, basically Anakin slaughtered every single one of them during Order 66. And during that time, you can see his eyes go from like a bluish color to a bright, almost like yellowish color, resembling that he is slowly changing to the dark side.
And this is the one part that Hayden Christian, the actor of Anakin, got right. The facial expressions. Bro, when you see him turning, you see it turning. The look this motherfucker gives, holy crap! It made me want to piss my pants even now.
Yeah.
The second scene I want to talk about after that one is when a character named Bail Organa, who is also a senator, part of the Senate, he goes to the Jedi Temple and he hears all the commotion and a bunch of clone troopers there. And he's like,
Oh
"What's going on?
yeah.
What's going on? There's been a rebellion, sir. Don't worry, everything is under control. I'm sorry, sir, but it's time for you to leave." And so it is. And as Organa turns to walk away, a youngling activates his lightsaber and starts cutting down a few clone troopers. Not until he is shot dead by them. And as soon as Bail Organa sees this, he's like, "No!" And then the clone starts opening fire on him, and he gets away quickly.
But the messed up thing was, is if I remember correctly, I think that was his son.
In real life, the actor who played the youngling was also the son of Bail Organa, the actor who played Bail Organa. Yeah, that was his.
Well, that explains why it was a very convincing no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say this though, going back real quick with the whole Anakin actor, yeah, like the acting was bad, but the emotional expressions were like on point. That's how you do acting right. Like look at Willem Dafoe. He knows how to act and he knows how to show emotions through his facial expressions, which is why he did such a real good job with the Goblin in No Way Home, like as we stated. So having to see that with Anakin, like, dude, you could definitely see this was no longer Anakin Skywalker. This was something different. This was something darker. And it was badass as hell. So after that, Obi-Wan ends up finding Yoda, who managed to survive, because again, Yoda has to survive for episodes 4, 5, and 6. And he ends up finding out that the person who helped assist in the death of the Jedi was none other than Anakin. So him, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Padme go to confront him. When they do, Padme tries to plead with Anakin to return to the light side, and Anakin, believing that Obi-Wan had essentially manipulated her, starts to force choke her.
You turned her against me! You have done that yourself!
After that,
I was waiting
the
for you
two
to do
end
that
up.
line, Nick.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
We have to. We gotta work on this next time. We gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about this stuff, man. Anyway, so we end up having the most epic battle of all time, which is Yoda against Palpatine and Obi-Wan against Anakin Skywalker. I'm not gonna focus on Yoda versus Palpatine because let's be honest, we probably already know what's gonna happen if you've seen episodes 4, 5, and 6. But Obi-Wan and Anakin's fight, man. It was everything was choreographed right. The story in it was heartfelt because you could feel the emotions and pain from it. You could feel the anger from Anakin's side. You could feel the pain from Obi-Wan's side because he's not only fighting against someone who he considered his Padawan, his fucking like friend. He saw him as a brother. He essentially was fighting someone he considered family, and you could tell he didn't want any of this to happen. And it kind of sucks too, because Anakin viewed Obi-Wan as a father figure, like I stated. The two end up having a bout in the lava, and before Obi-Wan manages to jump onto a pot of land that's away from the lava. And
I can do it. I can do it.
who's gonna do? Which one are you gonna do? Oh.
It's Anakin! The high ground!
Say it.
You underestimate my power!
Yeah.
Don't try it.
Ah! Oh shit! Let's be honest. Anyone in that situation would have said that.
Yeah, but dude, oh my god, the
I'll
next
be right
scene.
back, boys.
All right, this next scene right here, though, holy crap, man. I know I said the actor who played Anakin Skywalker didn't really do a good job with acting, but god damn, he did this part right. Not only with just the emotional facial expressions, but in his voice too. The groaning in pain as he was basically possibly bleeding out from where he was cut on his legs and his arm, as he was glaring in anger at Obi-Wan. You were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring balance into the world, not to... Or no, what was it?
If I may.
Yeah.
You are the chosen one! The prophecy said you were meant to destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force! Not even in darkness!
As Obi-Wan backs away a little bit, he looks back at Anakin as he yells in pain, I hate you!
You were my brother, Anakin! I loved you!
I'm gonna say this right now. I think there was a little bit of hint of sorrow and regret in Anakin's face after he heard that. Like, if you look at his facial expression after Obi-Wan said that, you can see it. And then
He got lit on
our
fire.
boy started to, yeah, he got lit on fire. This
Boy is on fire!
YouTube can strike us. After that, Obi-Wan watches in horror and broken heart before leaving, and they quickly get Padme out of there because she's near death. They take her to a safe place where they're hiding for a bit, and the doctor robot droid comes in and explains that she is near death, but the procedure, we might be able to still be able to do the procedure to take out the babies,
Babies.
aka she's carrying twins. And then the first person we see being given birth to is none other than
Luke.
Leia. I thought it was Leia.
No, it was Luke.
Yeah, Luke. After that, it was Leia. And then sadly, Padme died.
While this was all happening, the Emperor actually went and grabbed Anakin after, well, what's left of Anakin. Because let's be honest, this motherfucker's burnt like a potato chip.
This motherfucker's burnt like burnt fried chicken. He's burnt like a turkey dinner when the turkey was left in the oven too long.
But yes.
I'm a dick.
Yes, you are. But essentially, they take him. Palpatine takes him back to this little secret lab and makes him Darth Vader. Officially.
When he awakens, he asks about Padme. Is she all right?
It seems that due to your anger, you killed her.
Oh, she was alive. I felt it.
And then we get. I love that scene because of how hilarious and iconic it is. Like, the dude could have done a
Can you do that again? Your camera's glitching.
Yeah, I know. It could have been that emotional. No! Instead, we got freaking quote unquote slow motion. No!
Well, keep in mind, his lungs could have been damaged.
Well, I gotta say though, if you've seen Obi-Wan, there's a reason why I'm kind of saying like it could have been different. But other than that, yeah. So after that, we end up having that Obi-Wan ended up separating the children. So the man who escaped, I forgot his name already,
Bail
is taking care
Organa.
of Leia. Bail Organa is the one taking care of Leia, essentially becoming her father. And Obi-Wan goes to leave Luke in, ladies and gentlemen, Tatooine, where his journey will soon begin. And in the meantime, Anakin, Obi-Wan will stay in Tatooine to watch over Luke and make sure he is ready for when the time comes. And thus, the movie ends with us now knowing how it all began. At the same time, however, we also did get the story with Obi-Wan, which was a pretty interesting one in fact. And one thing I will say in the Obi-Wan series that I really, really liked is how they correlated everything perfectly, how they explained what Obi-Wan was doing before, obviously, Episode 4. And we even found out that he actually never met Luke yet. And it wasn't until the end of the show that he finally was introduced to him. And I'm just going to say this right now, every single OG Star Wars fan freaked out because when Obi-Wan walked up to Anakin, it shows Anakin smiling
Luke?
at him.
You mean Luke?
Yeah, Luke. It shows Luke smiling up at Obi-Wan, and then it zooms in on Obi-Wan's face as he smiles before saying, "Hello there." And the film show ends with him seeing his master, which obviously I'm not gonna go too much in the show because I feel like there's people who haven't seen it yet. I don't know if these boys have seen it yet, but honestly, it's a good show. Good, go watch it. Also, one more thing I will say is Darth Maul does live, which is why we mentioned that Darth Maul, we thought he was dead. And it turns out when you watch the Clone Wars, he's actually still alive. Which is also later on in Star Wars Rebels, we end up getting introduced to a very iconic line that I'm going to do to end off my part before we go into Adon's worst part. And that is, I could see him in my mind's eye. Kenobi. My parents are gonna hate me right now. Kenobi! And thus is the end of the Star Wars trilogy.
I was
Prequel
waiting.
trilogy.
Prequel.
I was low key waiting for one of your parents to go, "Shut the hell up!"
I know, same, honestly. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm officially done talking about episodes 1 to 3. Sorry it was a bit crappy. Uh, I'm not really the most professional one here. I'm sorry. Other than that, let's head on to the.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dark times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what can
Hey,
I say?
hey, hey, Adam, can I make a small suggestion when you discuss the sequel trilogy?
You mad?
Speed run?
You want to go to bed, don't you?
Well, kind of. It is getting late, but maybe a little bit of a speed run because, really, let's be honest,
What's
nobody
there to
likes
talk
the
about?
Actually, you know what? Here's an idea. Actually, we'll all help out with you with the sequel trilogy. Just pick a movie.
Alright, Last Jedi.
Isn't that...
Right.
okay. Okay, I'll take episode 9. Nate? You'll take episode 7?
Oh, fuck, that's the only one. That's
And
the only one
Nick
I
from
watched too. So
Alright, Nate, take it away. Episode
I'm
7. Go.
yeah. So basically, it starts off with a bunch of stormtroopers killing a bunch of people, and one stormtrooper dies and ends up rubbing their bloody hand on the stormtrooper's helmet. Which I'm not gonna lie, is probably one of the darkest things I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie.
Low key, okay.
Aside from getting
Just to give a quick overview of episode 7, it's basically a New Hope with a new coat of paint.
yeah, basically. So we end up having that happen, and we end up finding out that a rebel actually is caught by the Empire, and as they're getting taken away, the stormtrooper named Finn ends up taking them away. I forgot we also were introduced to the basically new Darth Vader, Kylo, Kylo Ren.
Do I have his lightsaber? I have his lightsaber somewhere.
Yeah, who knows?
Continue.
Forget it, I lost it. I said forget it, I lost it.
So, no, I heard you. So, so after that, we end up having a bunch of shenanigans happen. I do not honestly remember much from episode 7, but I do remember at some point they meet Rey. I do not remember where exactly. And
Allow
at some
me.
point when they're, go ahead.
Essentially how it goes is, Poe's taken to the ship. Fit F187 is what he's called. Takes off his helmet. Phasma calls him out. He's sent to reconditioning. However, he takes Poe hostage, brings him out and just goes, "Can you fly a TIE fighter? Get me the fuck out of here!" They fly off in a TIE fighter. Meanwhile, oh gosh, I have to talk about this girl now. Does anyone remember Ray?
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
The dumb bitch. Okay. Meanwhile, a scavenger
Yeah.
is rummaging through an old Star Destroyer, picking out what parts she can find. Brings it back to a desert town. Gets paid minimum food rations, 1/4 portion. Goes back back to her little AT-AT hut, but then finds a spherical droid. She takes him in because why not? And then then TIE Fighter comes crashing into Earth, sinking into quicksand. We are led to believe that Poe Dameron is dead. As Poe wanders off to the desert town, he first gets some water in a drinking pen for animals, which I think is hilarious because he actually got knocked away by an animal. Some scavengers try to steal BB-8. Rey fights them off. Finn is impressed by this. BB-8 sees Poe's jacket on Finn. Chase scene. Ass beating. Explained. We're the First Order. No, wait. With the Resistance. My bad. I said First Order. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So after a bit, they try and discuss. Technical difficulties as usual. This is the same as you can tell. All Out Studios is still the same as it always is. Any whoosies. So they end up making an idea to find a ship, which they do, and guess what the ship they find is? Adon, if you would please lift it up regretfully.
Just like, we can get rid of that top. We can get rid of that freighter. We can need a pilot. We got one. You can you fly that thing? Think what happened to fly that one? That one's garbage. The garbage will do. Also, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you call this thing garbage?
I know.
Look at this beautiful thing of craftsmanship. Fuck you.
When they go in there, I don't remember what else happened, so I'm gonna skip forward. They end up going somewhere, and they end up hearing that they got people in there. When they go into hiding, a hatch opens, and two iconic characters reemerge. Chewie.
We're home.
We're home. Yep. Han Solo and Chewbacca have
We didn't catch that Wookiee roar, Nick. There we go.
There we go. So after that, only because I have bad memories, let's be honest, I feel like the new Star Wars movies. What is happening to my connection? There we go. So I feel like since most of us don't like it, I'm gonna just speed run through it. They end up working together. They end up going back to the Rebel base, blah blah blah, talking to each other, and we also get revealed that, excuse me, the new Sith Lord leader, who happens to also be quote unquote the new Darth Vader, who has a lot of anger issues. Kylo Ren is actually the son of Princess Leia and Han Solo. As this all goes down, they end up finding a way to enter, I believe, what was supposed to be the new Death Star. I might be wrong. I don't remember how everything went again.
Starkiller Base.
They go in. Yeah. Also, by the way, I forgot. I'm going to mention this right now. Even though I'm spitting on through with everything because I don't remember much, and also because, let's be honest, not a lot of us like this. We were led to believe Finn was going to be a Jedi. We believed Finn
I was going to touch on that at the end of everything. I was going to touch up on that as soon as we sped run through these movies, because I want to touch up on that.
Okay. So we were led to believe that until we find out after Rey gets captured, she's able to do a Jedi mind trick on a stormtrooper. So it turns out Rey is
no training.
Yeah.
No prior training. No implication that she could do this. She just fucking does it. What?
Yep. It was dumb. After that, they end up actually having a big battle, and soon we end up having the most heart-wrenching scene of all time for many Star Wars fans, but also one of the best scenes for Harrison Ford because of one reason. Han Solo ends up having a moment talking with his son before he ultimately kills him. May we please have a quick 5 seconds of silence for Han Solo. Thank you very much. The reason why Harrison Ford was happy about this, because again, he didn't like the role. I don't remember why, but he just didn't like Han Solo. So after that, Chewie roars in horror as he starts going guns a blazing on everybody because he just witnessed his own best friend die. And after that, everything happens. Blah blah blah. They get up escaping. I don't remember what happened. I think Finn ends up hanging with Chewie. Rey goes to do her own thing, and thus the episode ends. We also finally get to see R2 after so fucking long.
Also, I'm gonna touch up on the lightsaber fight in this one.
Yeah, the lightsaber
Underwhelming
fights.
fight. First,
Yeah.
Finn takes him on. Finn's able to damage him because of a wound that Chewie gave him.
Yeah.
Then Finn gets... I'm surprised that Finn is alive after this kind of strike. And then Rey, again, with no prior training, holds her own against this guy and then manages to overpower him? What? Like, I get he was wounded twice, but this man has been trained for freaking how long? And she's still able to best him?
Yeah. I'm gonna really quickly before we move on to episodes 8 and 9. I'm gonna quote something. I'm gonna kind of butcher a quote that Mark Hamill, the man who brought to life Luke Skywalker, said in an interview. If you're coming to see these movies to relive your nostalgia for the Star Wars feel, don't, because this isn't exactly that. This will not give you nostalgia. This will not bring you back that same feel, because this isn't the same. And honestly, he wasn't wrong.
He was not
If you guys
wrong
want
in
to,
the slightest.
if you guys want to see some sort of nostalgic feel with anything related to old school Star Wars stuff, aside from the old school movies, the only Disney Plus shows I will recommend for any of you guys to see is probably just the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. That's about it.
Maybe Mandalorian or Book of Boba
Well,
Fett.
Mandalorian too. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian too, but honestly, mostly when it comes to the Jedi feel, yeah, go with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyways, I've sped one with mine because honestly, I don't remember much and I kind of am salty about it. So, Adon, if you will, with episode 8.
Okay, first of all, let me point out of why this movie failed. The director is a fucking idiot. Fuck you, Ryan Johnston. You fucked over the entire trilogy. Anyways. Quick rant out of the way.
Also, one more thing about to add in before Adam gets into his rant. Basically, if I were to sum up episode 8 in 10 words or less, it is, well, it's just feminists versus man with penis. It's just basically feminist bitch fest.
Okay. So, how does this all start? Well, at the end of episode 7, Rey actually goes to find Luke Skywalker, the man himself, the legend, the one who will lead us to victory. He threw his lightsaber off a cliff. What? Rey literally handed him the lightsaber, and his first reaction was, I'm sorry, what? Look, I get that his whole thing was self-exile, but this could have been handled much better. Like, the fact that he's just so... I get that he's reluctant. I get that he's not the man we once knew. But this is just... This is really compacting a character until you can't even recognize them. And it appears that not even the death of Han Solo was enough to reawaken his spirit and go, okay, looks like I need to train you. 10 push-ups. Anyways, Nate, I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was gonna. These technical difficulties are killing me. Anyways, I feel like a part of me is gonna say this right now. I feel like there might have been a little bit of Mark Hamill in there too. Because let's be honest, I feel like Mark Hamill wasn't exactly happy with they handled everything.
Maybe.
It's a possibility. Anyways, we'll continue.
Anyways, while that's happening, well, the First Order is chasing after the last of the Resistance. They're chasing them down. They're tracking them through hyperspace somehow. because they want them dead. For quite obvious reasons. They were able to destroy quite a few of the Resistance ships. However, Kylo, in a brief moment of humanity, very rare, actually hesitated to fire on the ship Leia was in, because, again, that's his mom. You don't want to shoot your mom, obviously. So his TIE fighters do it for him. And, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get that Leia's force sensitive. But how the hell did she pull herself back to the ship? Like, I get it's the force, but what? It doesn't make sense at first. You learn a little more about it later, but for that scene to just come out of nowhere was just kind of... If we had a little more, like, explanation or maybe a little build-up, I'd understand, but to just have it pop out of nowhere is just... Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Adding on
Also,
to that...
if my technical difficulty, I was gonna say also, if thank God my technical difficulty stopped. May the actress who played Princess Leia rest in peace.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher.
Alright, another 5 moments of another 5 seconds of silence.
Silence. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Alright. Anyways, because Poe Dameron was supposed to get these guys off their asses and didn't, and decided to do a reckless action instead, he is demoted, and as Organa is put into a sleep because she needs to stay alive, a new admiral, I forgot her name, I think it's Hondo, I think, don't quote me in the comments, but she takes over and suggests a strategy of run away. Run away!
Run, bitch! Run!
No.
Oh.
Run, bitch! Run, bitch! Run! I thought in editing, if you can find that clip, put it in.
Run, bitch! Run!
I know, man. Let's do that.
Anyways, as they're running away, Finn is just like, well, I have to do something. So he walks off, and Poe actually decides to give him a little order. Find out how they're tracking us and shut it down. So he goes to escape, but is caught by a mechanic. Mechanic is just like, I want to be built for more. So she goes with them. And this is where something interesting was pointed out to me. Did you know that The Last Jedi ripped off Spaceballs?
No.
You guys remember the movie Spaceballs?
Ow.
What happened?
Basically, they parked on a non-registered piece of land. They can't park there. They got caught with this, and they were just and the guys were just like, they can't park there. Seize them. They find the guy, as in shock him, take him off to a bin. A similar scene was done in Spaceballs, of where the main character's RV pulled up. Lone Star pulled his RV up onto a parking space. Two guards just like, hey, you can't park here! Yeah, can't you read? No parking! And that's when Barf comes out and just goes, you son of a... Alright, you're under arrest for illegal parking! Yeah! So, in a sense, Last Jedi ripped off Spaceballs. Which to me is hilarious, because Spaceballs is one of my favorite parody movies of all time.
Stay tuned for a Spaceballs podcast, maybe.
Yes! I'd be down for that. Alright. Anyways, while they're doing their shit, Rey is continuing to train, and I will admit, like, some aspects of the Force that are being shown here are kind of interesting, and I dare say could help the Force kind of grow. However, the scenes are constantly interrupted by other scenes, and also, I'm sorry, I have to complain again. Rey learns this shit out of nowhere. Luke's not teaching her much, and somehow she's able to swing her lightsaber like a freaking expert now. Until finally Luke caves and just goes, okay, I'll train you. Will you shut up now? While this is all happening, Rose and Finn are able to find some guy that's able to help them. They take him, they lead him back to the ship to do some magic. Meanwhile, Poe Dameron, who is tired of running, decides to go with an old-fashioned technique to rebel against leaders. Mutiny! Yes, Poe Dameron pulled a mutiny and took the ship for himself. Blah blah blah, his plan didn't work. Blah blah blah. Finn and Rose are able to escape. Turns out the guy there that they grabbed was working for the First Order. So they pimp slapped him. And Captain Phasma into a pool of lava, which honestly I felt like they could have done more for her character. What the hell? She's played by a Game of Thrones actress. For fuck's sake, give her more screen time. Anywho, as this is all happening, Rey and Kylo actually somehow form some sort of connection. Like they're able to see each other even though they're on different sides of the galaxy. And they keep talking and all this kind of crap. Until Rey actually finds the truth of why Luke is like this. It turns out that Luke was training Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, to be a Jedi. However, when Luke sensed that Snoke was trying to manipulate Ben, there was a slight moment of where Luke was thinking about killing Ben. And in that moment, Ben snapped. Which then had him destroy the Jedi Temple, burn it to the ground, and destroying Luke's dreams of rebuilding the Jedi Order. Hence the reason why Luke feel like he failed and went into self-exile. So instead of trying to, I don't know, maybe like redeem this fact or something by training Rey, it decides to still be kind of a bitch. And when he finds out about Rey's connection to Kylo, he just goes, you know what? Leave. Get out of here. Shoo. I don't want you. It's like, shit, man. So Rey feels like Kylo can be redeemed. Races off to go find him as Luke goes to burn the library down with all the Jedi texts. But someone beats him to it. Destroy the books myself, I will. Okay, I feel like I've been talking too much. Gentlemen, do you have anything to add?
No.
I was just gonna
waiting
say,
for my turn.
I was just gonna say that the whole thing with like Luke, though, I feel like that could have been done a little better. I mean, it's understandable a little bit why he was like it, but yeah, they really butchered a lot of things in that.
Anyways, Rey goes to find Kylo. Kylo kidnaps her, brings her in front of Snoke, and in that moment, Snoke reveals that he's actually the one who linked the two together to get some information, and also find Rey's location to kill him, and also get Luke's location to kill him. He tries to have Kylo kill Rey, but that backfired. Snoke's cut in half, Darth Maul style. And now, Rey and Kylo Ren are back-to-back, fighting off the Emperor's guards. And they succeed, of course. And Rey
Can I talk about that real quickly?
Go ahead.
Can I talk about that real quick? Now, here's the thing. When you see that battle in the trailers, it looks like it's going to be epic. It is the worst choreographed battle I have ever seen in my entire life. There's literally a guy on TikTok who points out every single stupid move both Kylo Ren, Rey, and the guards had done. There's literally a moment where when Rey is like moving her lightsaber, the guard had an opening to kill her, but instead backs away like a dumbass to give her time to grab it and kill him. And the same thing with like Kylo and the freaking guards. They aren't even clashing, yet they act like they're able to freaking clash. And Rey somehow was able to push back all by herself 3 people. What?
I told you.
I'm sorry. That's all I gotta say.
I get it, dude. Like, this entire trilogy was bullshit. Anywho, after that whole little spiel, Rey thinks that Kylo can be redeemed. Kylo's just like, hey, you want to rule the world with me?
Ladies and gentlemen, Lego Ninjago.
Anyways, Rey's just like, no, but I'll take my lightsaber. Ah, that's my lightsaber! They fight over the lightsaber, and they actually break it in half. I was like, you motherfuckers just destroyed the most iconic lightsaber in the gosh darn series. What is wrong with you?
You mean the Child Killer 3000?
God darn it, Nick!
The Child Killer 3000. Holy crap.
Well then! I hate how that's the thing.
That went dark real quick.
Okay. Moving on. Rey escapes and takes the lightsaber with her, escapes on the Millennium Falcon. The rebels are able to escape as well, and I will admit, there's one badass scene here from Hondo. She actually turns the ship around to buy. She's seeing how these escape pods are being shot down, so she actually turns the whole fucking ship around, kicks on the hyperdrive, nails through the fleet. You know what? I can respect that. That takes will, dedication to the cause, and just a little pinch of badassery.
I feel like out of everything from that movie, that was probably the only cool thing we got from that whole entire thing.
Honestly, yes. Anyways, they're able to make it to an old rebel base that also has these weird Arctic fox ice thingies, which honestly I think look really cute.
Adam wants to adopt one.
No, I want to adopt one of the porgs.
Yes!
Oh yeah, there are porgs in this movie, by the way. Chewie goes to eat one.
Cannibal bitch.
It's not cannibal, it's nature.
Why'd that make me laugh? Anyways, continue.
Anyways, they have to fight off the First Order with nothing but old speeders from the Rebellion. They're able to go in. And Finn's about to commit suicide so that he can save the rest. And Rose decides to take away that moment from him.
I love him so much.
Her whole reasoning is that this battle's not about how keeping what we have. It's about saving what we love, or some shit like that. Bitch, that's what Finn was trying to do! He was trying to destroy the cannon so you all would have time to freaking regroup and get the fuck out of there so you wouldn't have to deal with this shit! And then you block that! You basically cock-blocked the speeder from going into the trash on cannon. And then you're just like, just give him a quick little middle school girl kiss, what the fuck?
It is so... God.
Hey, but at least this movie gave us one of the most memorable memes of all time.
Which one?
More!
More! About that scene.
Jedi!
As the Resistance is getting their asses handed to them, Luke suddenly appears. He's just like, hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, that hunk of junk out of the sky! Sorry, I had to say that.
No, I get it. Anyways, Luke appears on the battlefield. He just waves. He just waves at
Hello there.
Kylo.
Hello there.
Concentrate all fire on that man! Nick, if you please.
More. More.
Anyways, after that, Luke just stands there and just goes, you know what? That made my day. That one scene made my day when I went to go see this movie in theaters.
This dude took the blast and just... Really? That's badass.
So Kylo is just like, okay, screw you, I'm gonna confront you. They have a quick lightsaber battle. It sucks, obviously. But then when Kylo goes to kill Luke, womp. It goes right through him. He's not even phased. He's just like, no.
Was it a hologram or was it a ghost?
A projection, I would say.
A projection of the Force. Kylo was fighting a projection of Luke the entire time. And he's just like, and
Pussy.
Luke just goes, I'm not gonna be the last Jedi. As Rey saves her friends, they all fly off of the Millennium Falcon, and guess what? Rey and Poe Dameron finally meet. Why is this their first interaction on screen together? Ah! Overall for this movie was awful. It literally derailed everything J.J. Abrams set up from The Force Awakens, and essentially just made its own lore, destroying everything prior. And what's even worse is the whole thing of why Rey is so powerful. The explanation given was that in the case of the Force, if a dark power rises, a light will come up to meet it. What? So are you saying that if a power dark enough rises out of nowhere, there's always gonna be someone just pop out of nowhere to come meet it? No! Bro, that's not how it works. Freaking midichlorians and bloodlines. Can we get that straight, please? Damn.
Yeah.
This movie was
Anyways,
awful. It derailed the entire trilogy. Nick, you're up.
Yep.
Alright, time for an episode 9 speedrun within possibly 60 seconds. Let's do this. So, Rey's doing a lot of training, a lot of space battles, Lando returns, somehow Palpatine returns, he's still alive, this is a clone
Bullshit.
of him, I don't know how the hell that happened. They find the remains of the second Death Star. How? I don't know. He's on third. Okay, that was a joke. That was an Abbott Costello reference. Anyway, let's see. Rey and Kylo fight some more. Rey finds the Emperor. They fight. Kylo returns. They kill all the Knights of Ren. They have a big fight. Kylo dies. Leia dies. A lot of people die. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Star Wars Edition happens. Rey gets the yellow lightsaber. That's it.
Oh, and apparently she gets the Skywalker name all of a sudden now for some reason.
Bullshit! You don't deserve shit, you little bitch. The whole message of the movie was to take what you had from birth and just roll with it. You should have just said Rey Palpatine. That would have been a much better message. Thank you. Also, one quick rant. Why the fuck did they bring the Emperor back? Here's the thing. The reason why it pisses me off so bad is because it undermines the sacrifice that Darth Vader made in the 6th movie, in Star Wars Episode 6, to kill the Emperor when he was killing his son.
I'm gonna be real here.
It undermined that whole thing, and it pisses me off.
I have a sinking feeling that whoever was directing the next, 8 and 9 didn't understand Star Wars or just wasn't that much of a fan of Star Wars, or they saw that this would be a good, thing for everyone to see, or, think, hey, let's bring back some more nostalgia. Bring back Emperor Palpatine. that just kills every single moment you can ever think of that made anything from the old school Star Wars movies memorable. Like, here's the thing: I can tell you for a fact, episodes 1, 2, and 3 will never be as good as 4, 5, and 6. But anytime they do anything that relates to them in those movies, it really sucked. Which is why, again, I have stated right when I ended my part, if you want to see anything at all that gives you that nostalgic feel for any Star Wars film memories you've had, the only thing I would suggest for you to ever watch aside from the movies from the past, not 8, 7, 8, 9, is watch Obi-Wan Kenobi, Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, Star Wars The Clone Wars, and maybe Star Wars Rebels.
Honestly, Nate, I do actually know a couple facts on that. Ryan Johnson, you pretty much fit the description on a freaking nail. Actually, the one who directed episode 9 was the same one who directed episode 8. The same one who directed episode 7, which is J.J. Abrams, who's a huge Star Wars fan. But it was actually not his idea to bring back Palpatine. It was the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay. So essentially, what you're telling me is that the person who directed episode 7 was going to try and bring back the story to a better term, but then it got ruined because of a decision made from the president of George. Yeah.
A feminist. That's what Kathleen Kennedy is, and she used this entire trilogy just to force political propaganda.
I get it that Star Wars is a little bit of politicians and stuff. It was mentioned, but goddamn, it's done.
Hi, Don in editing here. So, sorry to add this point on. It's just that I forgot to talk about this earlier in the podcast. I asked permission from the boys. They're alright with me adding this part on. So, let me get to this real quick. As I said earlier in the podcast, I feel that Finn would have made a much better main character. Mostly due to the fact of it's a better story. Like a stormtrooper rising up to be a Jedi. That's kind of awesome, doesn't it? Much better than a scavenger that comes out of nowhere that turns out to be a relative of Palpatine. At least that's just my opinion. They could have built upon this a lot more, actually, because, A, we don't know Finn's family, so they could have played around. Maybe his family were very powerful Force wielders. That would have been awesome to look at. They also could have made it Finn related to a previous Jedi, because there are some Jedi that survived Order 66. This was confirmed in other forms of media, so they could have focused on something around that. Like maybe a Jedi fell from the Order after Order 66, and they raised a family. And that family could have been Finn. You know, I just feel like they could have done a lot more. Just wanted to add this little part on. Sorry if I'm wasting your time. I'm outies. Bye.
Anyways, guys, that's kind of basically it. As you guys can tell, we had to rush due to a lot of issues. As you can see, we're still not professional. If you have a problem with that, deal with it. This is us, okay? We're gonna work on this stuff, okay?
Thank you for watching this Star Wars podcast, and who knows, we might return with another podcast, except this time, it's about Spaceballs.
Yeah, and believe us when we say, when we bring up Spaceballs, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, seriously. Thank you guys for supporting us for this long. Hopefully next time we do a podcast, whether it's Spaceballs or something else, we can have live here. Make sure to go follow Adon on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, going under the name of Marauder Runner. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and YouTube as Voltake77. And also go follow Nick on Reddit and soon enough his future YouTube channel.
Meanwhile, I'm a phantom. Oh, and one more announcement. Tune in next time to the Three Amigos podcast, where we get to discover the power that's inside, we get to search far and wide, and we get to explore our starting choices that we made for our journeys. Tune in next time. Tune in next time for when we do the Pokemon Starter Podcast.
Yeah, baby!
Alright, well, with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. God bless. Keep on running, amigos.
Have a good one.
Adios, amigos!
And on 3, we say the one line we're all thinking right now. 1, 2, 3. May the Force
Force
be with
be
you.
with you!